welcome to Park Sweden. So this park has been Park Sweden for around 12 years. And 4 years ago, I was walking around here and wondering, what can you call this park? Park Sweden? What's Swedish here? Nothing. So how do you make this Park Sweden? And then I came to the conclusion, Holland has Anne Frank. We need a figure like that. Who? The answer was obvious. Raoul Wallenberg, the man that saved so many thousands of Jews and ended up himself, we really don't know to this day what happened to him. Anyway, so Ruben is part of our board and he is the media expert. We started to work on this and we finally convinced our team in our development team. We were sitting here and we were all excited, and then came the pandemic. But now it starts to move, and we will have an outdoor museum here. We will also have a digital museum. But first, a few words about Raoul Wallenberg's background.
Raoul Wallenberg was born in one of Sweden's most famous business families, most prosperous also. And he traveled around the world. He was educated in the United States. He worked in Haifa at a bank during his career. And then he ended up having a companion with the name Konrad Lauer, an Hungarian Jew. And together they made business during the Second World War.
And they were based in Stockholm in the same building where the American embassy was, which has a certain importance because there was this lift where they all met. And the Americans were looking for somebody to go to Budapest. And this Mr. Lauer, the Jewish businessman, he said, I know who needs to go, Raoul Wallenberg. So this was the start of the recruitment.
So in July 1944, Raoul Wallenberg traveled by train from Berlin to Budapest. 400,000 Jews had already been deported to Auschwitz.
And that includes my mother and her whole family. They were already in Auschwitz when Wallenberg appeared on the scene because they were not living in Budapest.
Your mother was saved and came to Sweden, that's why you're here. He was sent as a diplomatic person, was sent to the embassy. So the foreign ministry of Sweden sent him with support and engagement from World Jewish Congress and War Refugee Board.
So he was equipped with a lot of money, and also he developed the passports that would save so many Jews. He paid off some of the Nazis and managed to free people, Jews, and then they were sent to houses, Swedish houses, with a big flag, and there they were relatively safe.
To describe Sweden's relation vis-à-vis Holocaust, it was complicated as all Europe states, because in the beginning Sweden asked the German authorities to put a J in the Jewish passports. Sweden was stopping all refugees in the beginning of the war. Then this Holocaust came to Norway, And that's what happened there, and the stories of the Norwegian Jews really shocked the Swedish society. So the foreign ministry changed their work from like the Paul Levin, the researcher. He said he has made an research about this. Sweden went from indifference to activism, and we are talking now with the foreign ministry. So after the Norwegian Jews came with their stories, 1,200 out of 2,100 Norwegian Jews, Sweden took care of all the Danish Jews, 1943, with help of the foreign ministry. And 44, we sent out Raoul Wallenberg. And we said this for 3-4 years ago. We think that Raoul Wallenberg is a key for the relations between Sweden and Israel.
So for many years, the relationship between Sweden and Israel was frozen. And we were working towards bringing these countries together again. And we were at the foreign ministry, etc., etc. And we believe that this park with the Raoul Wallenberg, in memory of Raoul Wallenberg, is the key to bring the countries together. And we see positive signs already now.
When the Swedish foreign minister came to Israel's foreign minister in Yair Lapid, when they met, she had a copy.
1 year ago.
She had a copy of Raoul Wallenberg's diary, where Tommy Lapid's name was written, because Yair Lapid's father was saved by Raoul Wallenberg.
So Yair Lapid, when I met him in Stockholm some years ago, he said, I only exist because of Raoul Wallenberg. And today, without any political dimensions, one week before the election, but he is today the Prime Minister.
And we have presented this for the president of Jewish Agency some years ago. He happens now to be president in Israel.
So we have both the president and the prime minister.
And what did he say, Max?
He said, this is a fantastic idea. I advise all your supporters, all your donors, to support this project because it's a fantastic idea.
If more people had acted like Raoul Wallenberg during Holocaust, could the Holocaust even have happened?
I mean, it was a one-man show. He was out there every day, you know, taking care of rescuing Jews. And that happened during half a year. So thousands of people were saved. And as a matter of fact, 4 countries then said that he is an honorary citizen in these countries. It's USA, it's Canada, Australia, and Israel.
But just before the pandemic, we met Thomas Vogel here in the Tzora forest, and he said, Raoul Wallenberg is an angel. He came from heaven, rescued us, and disappeared again. Because of him, I received my life like a present.
And we have a lady in Stockholm. She is 90 years old today. And she was saved. And she appears also in a very well-known book, a thick book about Raoul Wallenberg. She was so close to ending up at the river, Donau River, to be shot and then fall into the water. Very, very close. And who appears? Raoul Wallenberg, out of the blue.
And when President Obama came to Sweden, he wanted to visit the synagogue.
was his main wish, to visit the synagogue and to meet
Kate Bucks, who was saved by Raoul Wallenberg.
Yes. So
In a time when anti-Semitism is all over the world,
it's rising.
it's important to remember Holocausts, but it's also important to elevate the initiatives and persons who dare to challenge evil when darkness ruled.
Yes. And so we are very happy that finally our efforts, together with the team in the development department, are happening. And, you know, it's quite a big project, and we need to finance it. KKL Sweden is a very small organization. We will do our best, but we also offer partnership to other countries. All countries that think this is an interesting project and it has to be financed and they are willing to help, you are most welcome. And let's talk after this session about how you can help.
We also have contact with the Raoul Wallenberg family in Sweden and in Switzerland, because his brothers, Raoul Wallenberg's brothers' daughters, are living in Switzerland. So, and we also plan for a digital museum.
Yes, a digital museum with the QR codes. I mean, you have young people, young generation. They have no clue what happened and who Raoul Wallenberg was. And we believe that it's very important. Tourists come here, Israelis come here, family members for picnic. They have young people with them. Every youngster in Israel has a smartphone, and then they can take in who Raoul Wallenberg really was and what his deed was. What a true Swedish hero, the most hero of Swedish origin.
In the darkest hour of Europe's history, Raoul Wallenberg represents a bright shining light. Help us to spread that light today through this project.
Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you. It was very interesting.